Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Gard. I'm welcoming you to yet another Title Belt Championship Boxing event. And we are doing this week, of course, the Spirit of 76. We're doing the junior lightweight, matchups from the Philippines. Manila wants to host this event, so let him. I'll let him out. So that's what will happen here. We're going to do it. And we'll see. 6 fights. See what happens. We will watch all 6 fights as we always do. Here we go. First fight. Sammy Goss versus Rodolfo Sanchez. Of course, you have to be active in 1976 to qualify for this fight card. Pat Harker, your announcer. Marissa Devon is your ring card girl. Leslie Genuic is going to be referee. Frank Forbes, Mike Fitzgerald, and Victor Solomon, your judges, with Ian Lord, ringside expert. Sammy Goss from Trenton, New Jersey, 5'7", 128. 43-15-3 versus Rodolfo Sanchez from Hispan, from Miranda de Ebro, 71-82. 51-15-7. So we'll see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
So we'll see. I think he's right. Frank Forbes scores at 117-113. Probably for Goss. Fitzgerald scores about 115-113. And Victor Solomon of Mexico scores at 118-110 for Sammy Goss. 37-34. That cut could ruin Rodolfo. Rodolfo won three rounds according to the cards and all that. They were all over the place, but Goss won anyway. Match 2. Cornelius Boza Edwards of Uganda taking on the junior lightweight Rafael Limon of Mexico. Boza Edwards, you see the rating 1976. That means that he's eligible, just eligible. We're at Rizzo Coliseum, by the way, in Manila. Jamie Lennon, your announcer. Jordan Bloggs, your ring cut girl. Mike England, the referee. Light Sky, Robert Gilson, and Richard Hopkins are your judges. Rocco Del Sesto is your ringside expert. Boza Edwards from Uganda, making stops in London and Las Vegas as well. 5'9", 129. Started his career in 1976 and in 87, so he's eligible. 45-7-1, the WBC Super Featherweight Champion. Next up, Rafael Limon, the Bazookas. They come from Mexico. 144 pounds, 72-94, so he's eligible. 52-23-2 was the WBC Super Featherweight Champion.
Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
I think so too. Let's see what Jimmy Lennon says. Lennon, Limon, Lennon. Here's your official decision. White Scape scores about 113, 112 for Boza Everett. Okay. Maybe he did enough to win the fight. Robert Gilson scores about 113, 113 even. So if it goes to Limon or even, we have a tie. Richard Hopkins scores about even, which means we have a majority draw. And despite Boza Everett being the only guy that they gave a card to, it doesn't count. So we have a tie. Both with one knockdown. Why the 10-8 though? We're 3 10-8s for a knockdown. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, Lumon did win the 12th round, but Boza Everett in the middle did enough. 339, 338. Well, yeah, it would have been 338 across the board if Gilson made it 10-8. That would have made it. It still would have been a tie because Boza Everett would have been Skype. Gilson would have won for Limon, and Hopkins would have been even. So yeah, but yeah, majority tie. Okay, whatever. Match 3. Frankie Otero from 68 against 67's Victor Echegaray. Joe Antonetti, your announcer. Jackie Plugs, your ring card girl. Pete Hosselman, good referee, will be there. Dave Paris, Alex Levin, and Robert Baird will be your judges. With Jim Trenzo, your inside expert. Otero from Cuba. He's from the U.S. From, Florida. He went to Florida. 68 to 85. 49-9-2. Echegaray from Costa Rica. 132 pounds. 66, 17, and 15. So we'll see what happens.
is your winner.
Should be able to be educated. But Antonelli says, for the third time, we go to a decision. Dave Paris scores about 116, 115 for Hedgebury. Wow. Tronso's card was not big. Levin scores about 116, 114 for Otero. So if it's for somebody, it's a win. Robert Bird scores about 116, 114 for Otero. Yeah, I got the Otero. Man, 2-1. I thought Etchegaray had lost. Yeah, his punching actually 16%. That would have been embarrassing if he had won. I don't know what Paris was thinking, giving it to Etchegaray. Well, he did have some good good rounds. Bird had 6 rounds for Otero and 4 for Etchegaray. Levin had 6 and 4. Paris had 4 and 5. 3 rounds scored. Right? 10-10. Wow, they had some toughness. But Otero Kachi. Round 4. Alfredo Escalera against Apollo Yoshio. Michael Buffer, your announcer. Let's get ready to rumble. Jasmine Blancs. Earl Morden is your referee. Asa Letohari, Luis Escalona, and Brett Miller, your judges. Paul Norman, your rings expert. Escalera from Puerto Rico. El Cicero, 1-0. 135 pounds from 70 to 83 from Puerto Rico. 53, 14, and 3 was the WBC Super Featherweight champion. And personal history, he won in San Juan a split decision over the Coco Kid. Yoshio Son from Osaka, 129 pounds for this fight, 68 to 77, so he's eligible. 32, 9, and 4. Here we go.
The judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Escalade. Well, yeah, because of the ringside expert saying it was 110, it was like that's for the blowout. Escalera did not have the punching accuracy, which is weird, but Yoshio threw only 400 punches. Sometimes you could be lazy and all that. Well, the last 3 rounds basically gave it to Escalera. Yoshio had a shot, but he failed. And Escalera Kachi. Our fifth fight is Alexis Aguero, junior lightweight, 1977, but he did fight in 1976, so he technically qualifies. That's his rating thing. Then Sam Serrano, who lost the fight. Amy Hayes, your announcer. Jen Spluggs, your ring card girl. Richard Steele, your referee. Yes, that Richard Steele. Gary Krause, Omar Quijada, and Gus Mercurio, your judges. Steve McCarvey, your ringside expert. Aguero from Nicaragua. El Flaco explosive guy, I think. Manigua, 5'10", 134 pounds for this fight. 1968 to 1995. That's why he's eligible. 77 and 8, the WBC lightweight, super featherweight, and also won a featherweight. He went to Houston and tied Mikael Cantle. I think this was the George Foreman tribute card or something. But anyway, Sam Serrano from Puerto Rico, El Torbellino from San Juan, 5'8", 130, 69-97 was his career. 52-7, 4-1. The WBA Super Featherweight Champion, among other things. He went to San Juan. He actually got TKO'd by Pedro Montañez, who sounds like a baseball player, but he's not.
One, two, three, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
First time we have a winner. Drawn by decision. But Alexis Aguero wins by KO. Beauty for Serrano. Punches, yeah, 37-35, 1 knockdown. That's good enough for Aguero. It would have actually been it was a tight fight. I mean, Quijada of Panama had it for Aguero. Mercurio of Australia had it for Serrano. And Krause had it dead even. But Aguero wins. One more fight. The home country favorite, Ben Villafleur, taking on Bobby Chacon. Shaka Khan, Tommy Shaka Khan. Pat Harker is your announcer. Back again. Marissa Devonish, your ring card girl. Bella Florian will be your referee today. John Rupert, Arturo Santos, and Derek Milham are your judges. Don Koss is your ringside expert. Bill Fleur from Honolulu by way of Negroes, Philippines. That is a real place. 529 pounds, 66 to 76. He's still eligible, 54, 8 and 7, the WBA Super Featherweight champ. And he drew Gabriel Elorde in Manila. Bobby Chacon, schoolboy, as they call him, from Panoma, California, 5'5 and 131 pounds, 72 to 88. It was 59 7 to 1, the WBC Super Featherweight and the WBC Featherweight champion. And some,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Jump in and get Bill TKO win. Wrestling is Chacon was winning. But by TKO, Ben Villafleur wins. Punches, well, 35 to 43%. Chacon had it. Scorecards, well, he would have won a majority decision because he had Rupert and Sanchez on his side, but not Milham, who was going to go for Villafleur. Everything was Villafleur's, but yeah, Chacon would have won the fight on a majority decision. So Villafleur got lucky. He TKO'd Chacon. The red side won every match except for the match with Limon and Boza Edwards. Limon actually drew, so yeah. There were two 2 unanimous decisions, a split decision, a tie between Boza and Limon, and KOs by Aguero and Phil Floor. Man, it felt like it was just one-sided and everything. But yeah, well, I think that Limon was going to win the fight. Achigure, I thought, won the fight. Serrano was on his way to doing well, and so did Shakan. But that's all that we got. And that's the end of the fight card for today. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.